Yeah, let's start. Hello, everybody. Such a joy, such a pleasure to have you here. Hope this will be a an interesting and beneficial webinar for you. We will talk about real eye tracking versus predictive or AI-based eye tracking. Um, it's a great honor for me to, first of all, introduce my dearest colleague Felix Fisher to you. He's the head of data science and digital service at iSquare DSDS. Felix has big experience with eye tracking. He's familiar with eye tracking for, I would say, more than 20 years now.
Yes, hello to everybody. Nice to meet you. Nice that so many people are joining. Fantastic. Yes, I have a lot of experience, but Michael, he's the CEO of iSquare. He has even more experience in eye tracking. Maybe he is eye tracking somehow. And yeah, maybe Michael can start with a webinar. But one little quick note before, if you have questions during the webinar, feel free to post them in the Q&A, or is it maybe German in the F&A section of Zoom, and we will try to answer at the end of the webinar your questions.
I would certainly say that Felix has even more understanding of eye tracking data than I have, but I think he's right to give me the credential that I started to work with eye tracking at the mid of the 90s. So I have a lot of experience, but I think Felix even has more since he's dealing with the data. For a couple of years, we have a nice way of talking about eye tracking with different titles. Once I use the title, "What gives an AI user the right to hope?" We started in 2020. We are now in the year 2025. We will talk to you about all these years, but especially we will talk to you about the recent 2 years. Last year, we came up with a new acronym, with the acronym of the QOPA, the Quality of Predicted Attention. This is a score which is an easy score in a way. It scores how experts kind of could differentiate or see similarities between predicted eye tracking and real eye tracking. If you think about validations of AI data, maybe you want to have more expanded things than just the QOPA, but the QOPA is there. It was developed by our data and science team. I think Madeleine Macarantes, Daniel Döringer, Felix Fischer, Roman Burkhardt are the main the ladies and gentlemen driving this project. As said, what they do, they take stimuli where we have real eye tracking data, normally coming from advanced eye tracking, and compare it with predictions. We now have, in this year, we already have 3 predictions. Last year, we only used 1 prediction. So the predictions either come from special AI. These are tools which are solely used for this purpose. And one comes from a general AI approach. Hope this is interesting for you. In the room are the big questions about AI. So AI versus real. And now you have to know a little bit German. Is das schön? Is it beautiful? Well, we would say AI is beautiful. This is, for instance, an example of an AI prediction from a general AI on an art piece. I think it looks great. So AI ist schön. Ja, ist schön is the German answer. AI, is it good? Is it good for something? and it's a little narcissistic a joke. This shows basically I-Square's marketing activity. You see my dearest colleague Katharina Müller and I think this might be the BVM Congress or maybe another Congress. However, and it was put into a general AI. General AI says there is mega attention on the CEO. I think that's great. That's really good. I don't know whether that's true or not, but the evaluation is nice. Yeah, it's good. And the tricky question war, oder stimmt's in even more modest or even higher German? So is it true? And Felix and I and everybody is discussing it. So a clear ja and jein. Jein. For the ones who want to leave the meeting now, I put everything out on this slide. Felix criticized me and said, we should rather wait with the slide till the end, but maybe we will tell it you again. Here's the outcome of the study here, how we would summarize it. I do the business slogans and Felix the data. So first point is play it.
Yes, the predictions are getting better now. The QUOPA score, which shows us the quality of artificial intelligence eye tracking, is higher now than last year. It's now at 6.25. The scale is from 0 to 10, so it's like 62% close to real eye tracking. But please play carefully. Correlations with external criteria are still very low. Deviations are high. Predictions have not yet passed the Turing test of 50-50 in expert rounds, what means that 50% of artificial of AI eye tracking is completely identified as artificial eye tracking.
So our big facet is, I would coin it, evolve from a player to a game master. So we wouldn't recommend anybody to solely use predictions. We would rather recommend to use the predictions in a sandbox approach where you could add real data towards it, and then they might help you. So this is our thesis. That's what we want to tell you. Now, hopefully it's getting also a little bit nice, and also let's play a little bit. We want to give you a feeling for predicted eye tracking. I already shared that with you. It's also a misconception, also a little bit of disclaimer here. I mean, eye tracking is great, but eye tracking is not the thing we are searching for in marketing. In marketing, I think we would search for attention. Here is the I-Square definition of attention. Concerning attention, we would always add, it's not solely eye tracking. You got to add some more other indicators to get something like attention. This is the I-Square neurosemiotical model. We would say, if you want to do human experience research, which is able to guide you, then you need more. You not only need what we tend to call the level of the perception, you might also want to understand the implicit, the feelings, and you want to understand cognitions. Anyhow, but the perception level is an interesting level. It's a great level. As said, we have great experience with that. That's, I don't know, it's very, very old analysis of a print advertising. At that time, eBay was in a way big, but not that big as it is today. They were growing on the market, and then they were testing print advertising with I-Square, and they had done marvelous print advertising, at least in the process. At the end, they had them, we tested them very well. It was a great example for marketing. It was a great example, I believe, for marketing research. As said, Felix and his team have incredible big eye tracking data. You might heard about the I square media attention benchmark, one of the biggest benchmarks for eye tracking, and also other data. We, for instance, came up with the mystical 2.5 seconds. That's the average time, at least in Germany, humans perceive anything which is connected with advertising. And that's how you should normally use eye tracking, connected with other indicators. Here it's connected with the indicator of the recognition. And then you could derive much, much more insights. One clear insight from this curve, everybody knows, I want to repeat it, is the start of perception is highly important. So if we would be able to predict eye tracking very well, it would be very, very gainful for the marketing. Just to give you a recap how complicated it is, I want to invite you now also to a little game. And in the game, the ones who know my presentations might get a little bit bored, but maybe they retry it, or at least it's a memory test for you. Now make this little task. How many F's are in this text? How many F's? Please count the number of F's. How many F's? Do it on your own. Don't share it via the chat. Concentrate on the task. And now the ones, I make it very stupid, step by step, could raise their virtual hand if they want, but you don't have to. Who counted just one F? Please raise your hand. Who counted two F's? Who counted three F's? Who, no, four F's, okay. One, good. Five F's, five F's. Then you are on the same level like Llama. If you give the task to a large language model, Llama gives you five F's. Who counted six F's? That's great, very good. You are right. Copilot is also right in the year 2025. Also last year, ChatGPT was able to do that, to fulfill the task, but with little errors. Python can do it. No, that's just a side joke. Claude again had two errors with who counted seven F's. Okay, that's good. Then you are like 2024 Gemini done the same. Last year, the large language models weren't very good on that task. I didn't repeat it. This year, I said, I just want to show you that you get a feeling how complicated it is to predict where the human eyes are. This is the reason why humans are not so good in the task, is that they oversee the little f's of the OF. You see this in this eye tracking video. If you certainly put a simple prediction over it, it gives you no results. This is also not a fair task for any form of gaze predictions. It just shows you something stupid. It doesn't work on that level, and this might be different. Also, as a big disclaimer, we worked a lot with art. We especially have done a lot of work on this wonderful painting from Repin from the year 1888, I think. It is utterly important for psychology, since a great Russian psychologist, Yarbus, used it by the mid of the 60s to do his first eye tracking studies. It's a wonderful picture, I would say. You could read about it in the internet. It's der unerwartete Heimkehrer, the unexpected homecomer. You could learn a little bit about, how to choreograph a picture. It has different people, it has different emotions, and that's how humans are looking at that picture. And this is the eye tracking analysis from the year 2019. 2019, we were laughing about a pre-AI computer vision algorithm who kind of tried to give us this picture, utterly wrong. So before the big use of AI, some of the computer vision systems weren't able to give us anything sensible about this picture. But it got different. In the year 2021, we used the first OpenAI. I think that was from the MIT, an open tool, and it was in a way not that wrong. one could say. With detecting some basic features, you get something from AI, and we saw development over the last years here. Today, like in the year 2025, on the left, you have a specialized AI trying to predict the perception. On the right side, you have a general AI. Also, I mean, it's not the same, but it's not as utterly wrong as it was years before. If you kind of want to speak against the predictive power of eye tracking, especially in art, art has developed, for instance, in the year 1915, another big Russian painter, Malevich, he made the black square, the first kind of completely abstract picture. It's a bit stupid to do an eye tracking on that. I mean, where should people look at it? They basically don't look at the center. They look around. They try to understand it. And if you put Malevich in AIs, it's utterly wrong. It looks very beautiful because you have a heat map right in the middle. And after the black square, Malevich was painting the white square even more elaborated, and AI doesn't get that. Even not today. It's out of AI, and one could say, well, these AIs weren't done for that. But keep that as a big disclaimer. If you have something which is a big game changer, then AI has obviously issues. General AI is very beautiful with the art problem. So now I'm going a little bit back to the QUOPA study. As said, in the last year, we presented 70 cases, AI versus human beings. It was an interesting case already. Here you see on the left hand how AI works, on the right hand how real data work. We've analyzed that very carefully. There are some things AI is getting better. This was also reflected in my Repin example. For instance, if there are faces, the AI detects faces and humans follow faces. So there's some basic, basic reality in AI. There have been a lot of issues, a lot of errors. For instance, people follow the movement of others. AI certainly doesn't understand any intention, doesn't do that. Then we follow movements, as said before, and we had a lot of we had some laughs in this study. For instance, AI doesn't get the pyramids on a picture of Cairo, because it doesn't understand maybe that these are the pyramids. And this was a big laugh. The AI had the impression that people don't look at dogs. Felix already made a stupid joke. I also own a dog now, and I'm totally dog concerned. And we were laughing, and we said, well, if AI can't identify a dog, maybe it's not very helpful. Anyhow, it wasn't all that bad. These were the main issues of the AI. And 2024, the quality of attention score was 5.65. So as said, this is an expert rating where an expert try to see the similarities on a scale from 0 to 10. At least one could say it's not 0. So there is similarity at that scale. And now Felix will present the data of the new study.
Yes, thanks, Michael. Yes, let's go forward to. Sorry, no, I was a bit too far. Yes, we already did some tests with a new specialized AI systems. We already used last year and the years before, and the new one. So we have a comparison between original eye tracking, special AI 1, and special AI 2. And we started with historical advertisement from the 60s. On the left side, you see the real eye tracking of full attention. Yeah, we have there eye tracking on the key visual, on the face of the child, on the dog, on the product, on the headline. SAI1 looks quite similar, so there's it's good. It's not bad, the prediction. The other AI, but wasn't that good. It ignores dogs. Maybe it likes more cats. And there's also now eye tracking on the text or on the headline. And this is maybe not so good, I would say. And also the experience from us would say that the dog, as the real eye tracking shows, is looked at. So I go to the next example. This is, no, I can't move forward. Michael, can you go to, thank you, Michael. Here we have tested the car advertisement from Mini, and it shows the total attention of all three systems. And it's quite sensible. The iconic Mini from the 60s, the red car on the right, is looked at a lot. This is a key visual, and this is what we also would expect, even without eye tracking data. People looked at the headline and also a bit on the logo on the right. And very important is the product for which the advertisement was made. It's a black Mini. It's a new Mini, and people look at it after full time. The real eye tracking shows us, and this is very important to know. And the first specialized AI has almost no attention on the iconic model, iconic car, the Mini. That's very strange, and also not so much on the black car. This could be possible in the beginning because not everybody looks at the black car in the beginning, but after full attention, this is a bit strange, and so we would expect different data. And the second specialized AI has almost no data on the black Mini, and also no data on the logos. What could be a problem if you want to run a campaign, and then you would decide, no, we don't take it. Nobody's looking at the black Mini, and this would be a fail, we think. And yeah, so let's go to the next slide. Michael, can you? I think I have no rights to move right now. Could you go one slide forward?
Yeah. I'll give my best.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Michael. This is for the cat owners and cat lovers. It's Whiskas, the pet food company, and we did the same. And now we have the first attention, and there we see the heat maps are not very different. So we have attention on the key visual, on the cat's face, and also on the headline or the claim. It's a claim. It's sorry, it's translated into English like cats would cook with a special kind of cooking, and this is a claim which is very common in German. And here we would say this is quite close to real eye tracking. Let's go forward, please. Thank you, Michael. Now we have the total attention on this advertisement, and yeah, we see the real eye tracking shows that the advertisement is working pretty good. There's after the beginning phase, there's not only any more attention on the key visual and the claim, it's also on the food and the text above the food is not very visible, but it's identified. People looked at this. And very important for advertiser would be there's attention on the product, which is shown on the left bottom corner. And yeah, this is a result from the real eye tracking. The first specialized AI is quite clear. Maybe there could be a bit more attention on the food, which is presented to the cat. But it's good, we would say. And the second AI fails a bit more, we would say. There's big difference to the other two heat maps, especially almost no attention on the product, and also not put attention on the food, which is shown on the plate and the text above. And yeah, let's go forward. I try this up. And yeah, then we tested it also with a general AI, which is not specialized, so it's not a fair challenge. But we were interested how it is working with AI, which is accessible for many persons. And we tried a while for finding the right prompt to get a nice heat map, which is comparable with our heat maps and the artificial heat maps. And after we found that, we get those results. And yes, the advertisement for the Mini worked a bit because there's a lot of attention on the red car. But there's a very, very strange red dot in the middle of nowhere. It's just in the middle, and this is a bit strange. And also strange is that the big headline wasn't red, but the smaller text below that people were reading. So be carefully, would I say, for this advertisement. For the cat food, it worked somehow. It's not very, especially the first attempt was good, or I don't know exactly it was the first or the second, but I put in the same prompt twice. I think it was exactly the same prompt, and then it differs a bit, the heat map, so it's not always the same result. And also what you see, maybe it's not quite visible, but the hotspot, the very red zone in the cat's face, and there the eyes are they are moved a bit. It looks like there was something changed on the picture. I have it not in the PowerPoint here, but by playing around with a general AI model, after a while it changed the language of the advertisement to some Eastern European language. Yeah, so be careful and check very good. If you use something, it's good to have a heat map, but maybe not to have a good heat map. Yeah, but you can, if you want just a heat map, you can take it. And then we have the Friskies advertisement. Yeah, it fails there also, and we have attention on the key visuals, so it's not 0 points, but it's loses attention on the headline and on the product and on the text, so it's not perfect. I would rate it with maybe 5 points if I look now on it again. And okay, and then let's go to the next slide, please.
Yeah, I'm on it. I'm on the project.
Good. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, so there's a lot on this slide. Perfect. Yeah, and we also compared one specialized AI from older results with results which are now there. Michael already mentioned before. And here we see that the dog has much more extension as previously. But not everything is getting better. For the M&M's commercial spot, there's still almost no heat map on the small M&M in the hand of the M&M, which usually has a lot of attention. So things getting better, but not everything. This also corresponds with our results from the FOPA. Okay, and then I think there's still one slide for me, Michael. If you...
Yep, I do it.
Thank you. Maybe there was one between.
No, we've forgotten this. Sorry.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Michael. Yeah, as already mentioned, the COPA is now at 6.25, what is pretty better than before, but maybe not but enough. And if you go forward, we have some comments also about the FOPA. No, I can move now. Yeah, play carefully, especially because the standard deviation is pretty high. It's at 2.01. Maybe it would be a little bit smaller. We changed a bit, and we have now more experts than in the first stage, and so maybe it's not that high. But our measurement shows us that currently is it high, and even it's a bit less high, it's still very high. So this means that if the experts say an average, the heat maps of specialized AI matches about 62% with the real eye tracking, then this standard deviation means that it's somehow a bit kind of gambling. It could happen that it matches about 80% with real eye tracking, but could be quite possible that it only matches with 40% with real eye tracking. And if you run the study with this kind of eye tracking, you don't know what's the case, and so it's quite dangerous, we would say, just to use AI-based eye tracking. And we also showed heat maps to persons, just asked them if they think it's real eye tracking or it's AI eye tracking. And there are also many people defined artificial eye tracking as artificial eye tracking, and 50% people identified. On the other hand, 50% thought it's right. But yeah, it's somehow 50-50, and so not a win for the artificial AI. For the real eye tracking, people guessed 70% identified real eye tracking. I have to say, these were people who already had experience with eye tracking who were asked about. Yes, okay. Then let's see the evolve. Yeah, Michael, maybe you jump in again.
My pleasure. So, thanks so much, Felix, for sharing. Yeah, I said it at the beginning. I restated. I think that play with AI is good, but you have to, as an organization, you have to be a game master. I think a good, correct usage of AI needs kind us to be the game masters. We as iSquare, we normally do that with a sandbox approach, which is an integrated approach where you could easily do the empirical work, add the predictions. We also recommend you to do something like this. And then it might be very, very interesting. I mean, from a very big perspective, one could say in psychoanalytical terminology, at the end of the day, also marketing research acts, as Lacan would put it, in the realm of the imaginary. So we always work on screens. We work on screens where we kind of understand each other, and every screen could be impactful, even if the screen is not connected with reality. This we could always keep in mind. I wouldn't downplay that as a placebo effect, but having a screen, having an imaginary situation is always good. I would say that facilitates communication. I would also say, from a second standpoint, real marketing research, as we understand it, wants to put in the thing which also Jacques Lacan would call the real. So we want to have a connection with that. There's no complete disconnect between specialized AI and reality. We are not saying that. Nevertheless, we would say play carefully and define the game. And in defining the game, put in as much real data as you can. So that's what we wanted to say to you. Thanks so much for listening. I already have the questions in front of me. As said, I'll leave this stuff. This was done from Felix now.
Sorry, I wanted to go to the final slide. Yes, we have some questions there. No?
We've lost the final slide.
Yes. No, it's.
Yeah, try to include the real, which is the iconic, which is sometimes painful. I always end with this slide of the secret I-square colleague who has a tattoo of Our Lady of Guadalupe on his back. That's real. But this is the metaphysics. Now we come to your questions. I have the question from Mr. Anonymous. What are the stimulus type used to get these scores? Well, as said, we used advertising. We have some TV advertising in it. We have print advertising in it. We have some online advertising in it. We want to get more to make this study bigger, and we have some art pieces in. If we take out the art pieces, the QOPA is going up. It means that these AIs we investigate are trained for marketing and not for art. So if you put out certain stimuli, the QOPA goes up, which in a way speaks for the AI. Then the Anonymous was raising the interesting question, are there differences between special AI 1 and special AI 2? Yes, there are. There are many differences between specialized AIs. We also feel we would need more data on that to make an even fairer comparison. I think Felix also said that sometimes this specialized AI is better, sometimes the other one is better. If you think about you want to buy an AI for your organization, we could tell you a little bit more if you send us an email. There are different vendors, there are different companies on the market, very different pricing models, very different training data. As said, we use two specialized AIs, which we would say, well, there is some reality towards it, not very big, but it is there. So to say it easily, we would also recommend to use them. Some of these AIs have terrific other features. They also give you scores about data beyond eye tracking. We weren't discussing these scores at all. Also, this might be a next seminar. A much more interesting, or an even more interesting point would be, how are these predictions correlated with other marketing research indicators like, I don't know, sales at the end of the day? We have first investigations for that. That might be a second point. But we can't tell you, and we don't want to tell you right now, clear differences between specialized AI. We would say at the moment, if you want to go to a general AI, Felix was joking a little bit about it. I agree with him. Give it a try. You could prompt it. You saw it. But Gen AI is not as good as specialist AI. That one we could say. At least we don't have also big data.
Maybe one comment about the heat maps and specialized AI is that usually only get heat maps, and this is not very helpful in some cases. You want to have more informations like the reach, and it's often a weakness. So sometimes I think people are trying some things with predicted eye tracking, and later then they have an amount of stimuli they want to test with real eye tracking.
And I also read he's giving his name from our dearest Damien. Damien saying, very interesting webinar. Thanks for that. And Damien is part of of a company which is doing AI for predicting visual attention, predictorreali.io. He asked if it would be possible to send predicted heat maps to us and get our evaluation. In principle, yes. Get in touch with us. We are happy to receive a mail from you. Yeah, this is then the moment of silence. But I think at least I said everything I wanted to say. Felix, what about you?
Yeah, I think so. I'm too. Yeah. Yeah.
Then I end this webinar with certainly a big thank you to the audience. Hope you have a little bit more knowledge about eye tracking and predicted eye tracking. Hope it was also inspiring to you. Certainly also big thank you to Felix and our data science and digital service DSDS team. Thanks a lot. You're a smart.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to the audience. Bye.
Bye-bye.